Hi guys, it's Mpumelelo again, the pretty face. Today we'll be dealing with factorizing, basic mathematics, so come closer and see. Now remember on the last two videos when we talked about the bases, the exponents and all that. Now we are going to be using all those rules, the multiplication, the division and the addition and subtraction. We'll be using them all in one. Now remember when it comes to factorizing, you have a basic formula. A basic formula is like this. It's ax squared plus bx plus c. Now a is always your first number. B, the middle term, it's always followed by x. B is always followed by x, and C is a single number. It has nothing on the side. Sorry about that. So A is the first number followed by an x squared, B by an x, and C has no partner. Single. Got it? Good. So this is the basic formula of factorizing. Of any formula of mathematics, that is. So when it comes to factorizing, suppose you are given something like this. Okay? Write it down. It's x squared plus 4x plus 4. Now what you do is that you put your two brackets. Are they 2 or are they 4? Answer that on our Facebook page. It's 2 or 4 brackets, and then what you do here is that you find numbers that letters, if you are multiplying them, they should give you this, x squared. And we all know that x times x is x squared, because you cannot say it's a and x. So it's going to be x and x here. And then your next step is to look at the third number, this one. Now when you look at the third number, what you should notice is that you should give out any two numbers. When you multiply them, they give you 4. When you add them, they give you 4 again. It's either you add or subtract them. So when you multiply them, you get 4. When you add or subtract them, you also get 4. Now if you multiply 2 and 2, you get 4, right? And if you add 2 and 2, you get another 4. But then if you add 3 and 1, you get 4. But if you multiply 3 and 1, you get 3. So this one is totally cut out. So the only thing we can use is 2, 2, 2, and 2. Right? So we're going to write them here. It's 2 and 2. Got it? So now it's easier on this one because all the signs are positive. So if all the signs are positive, you just add a positive here and a positive here. That's all about factorizing. This is factorizing. Now, how do you check if your answer is correct? Now, if you check your answer if your answer is correct, sorry about that, this is what you do. You multiply this one with that. That's your first step. So it's going to be x times x, which will give you x squared. Got it? And then you multiply this x again with this 2. So it's going to be plus 2 times x. We all know it's 2x. And then you take this 2 and multiply it with this x. So it's going to be plus another 2x. And then you take this 2 and multiply it with that. I hope you are following me here. It's going to be 4. Now you check for your like terms, which we covered on our first 2 videos. So this has no like term. You write it as it is, x squared. This and this are like terms. So you just say 2 plus 2, which is 4. X, this has no partner also, so it's going to be 4. Got it? Good. Now to check if this is correct, you have to get the same thing that you got on your first equation. So this and that are one and the same thing, which means our equations are correct. Got it? Good. Now let's take the second one. This one. It's number 2. X squared minus 4. Now, on this one, I want you to note one thing. I want you to know about how to multiply, divide, add your signs. Now, if you multiply a positive and a positive, you always get a positive. If you multiply a positive and a negative, you always get a negative, and vice versa. Be it you multiply a negative with a positive, you always get a negative. Now, if you divide a positive with a positive, you get a positive, right? If you divide a positive and a negative, you get a negative. And then if you multiply a negative and another negative, you get a positive. Always. Now if you divide a negative and another negative, you always get a positive. Got it? Now when it comes to addition and subtraction, if you add a positive plus a positive, obviously it's positive. If you add a negative plus another negative, you get a negative. But then if you add a negative and a positive, the answer you will get will depend on which one has a bigger number. Which sign has a bigger number? So if 100 is positive and 1 is negative, you take the sign of a bigger number and then you subtract. So it's going to be the sign of a bigger number, which is a positive, minus it. Then you say 100 minus 1, which is 99. Did you get that? Now this one works also in vice versa. It doesn't matter. So let's go to our example here. What happens here is that you want to turn it back to the original equation of factorizing. So you want this as that. Now how do you write this? Since you see there's no middle number with an x, there's no bx, we just assume that this bx is 0x. So you can write this as x squared plus 0x minus 4. Got it? Now a 0 can never be negative. That's why you assume it's always positive all the time. So what you are going to do here is that you're going to find two numbers of which when you multiply them, they give you 4. When you add or subtract them, they give you 0. Got it? So what you're going to do here, you're going to find out that 2 times 2 is equals to 4. 2 plus 2 is equals to 4 again, not 0. And then when you look at 2 minus 2, you get a 0. So it means we are going to use these two, positive 2 and a negative 2. This is how you do it. Remember what we did here? X squared is x times x. 4 is 2 times 2. In order to get a 0, 2 has to be positive and the other has to be negative. And then you go through the same steps that you took to make sure that this is right. Should I do it with you or not? Okay, let me do it with you. It's going to be x and x squared, x and minus 2 minus 2x, positive 2 and x, positive 2x, positive and a negative. Remember this, it's going to be a negative. 2 times 2, it's 4. Now the like terms, it's going to be x squared because he has no partner. It's going to be plus 0x minus 4 who has no partner also. So how do you write this one? You write x squared minus 4 because you're going to exclude this 0, which is the same thing as that. See, it's easy. So whatever number is here, you just do the same thing. The same thing. Now, the last example I'm going to show you for the day is number 3. X squared plus 3x plus another 3x plus 9. Now remember, in this form, we always want to take it into the first form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So what we do in this instant is that we are going to check the like terms. So it's going to be x squared because he's single. 3 plus 3 is going to be 6x plus 9. Yeah, mathematics again. Now what you do here is that since we are back to the original formula there, then what we will do is that we will factorize the 2 or 4 brackets. So it's going to be x here and x here. The two numbers of which you are going to use that when you multiply them they should give you 9, when you add them they should give you 6, is obviously 3 and 3. 3 and 3. So since all the signs are positive, you're going to say positive here, positive here. To check if this is correct, all you have to do is repeat the steps you used in number 2 and repeat the steps you used in number 1. That you are going to do on your own, but I can assure you that this is correct. Because why? The pretty boy has said it. Now that's about it regarding factorizing basic mathematics. You can follow us on our Facebook page. Facebook, it's EduSpot South Africa. Our YouTube channel, it's EduSpot South Africa. Now, as soon as you are done watching this video, which obviously you got from YouTube, please click on the subscribe button. I'm not sure if it's below or on top, but just subscribe to make sure that you follow my videos and everyone else's videos, and you'll be notified when a new video is there. Yeah, that's just about it. Leave a subscription, tell your friends about it, join me on the next video. Bye.